This week, we're going to be doing an interview with the top local partner, Raj. He's a gold local partner, and he has 50 contracts to date. So, kind of just put that in your mind with 50 times 300 for the first 10 contracts, 500 from 11 to 25, and 700 every contract after that. He has 50 contracts under his belt in his time as a local partner. So, just kind of correlate that to how much money we've paid him on top of all the promotions that he's gotten. So I'm really excited about this interview. You guys have been asking for more interviews, and I'm excited to do them. It really helps me out to learn, what you guys want me to talk about, or if there's a specific person, or you want me to interview, or if there's any questions in this interview that I didn't go over that you wish I would have. Just let me know. Otherwise, let's check it out. All right, local partners, here's Raj. He's a gold local partner. He's been on the local partner for a long time. He is now a gold local partner, and he has 50 contracts under his belt with his sales rep, Lorraine Leonard. And so I just kind of want to introduce all of you to Raj. Raj, how did you hear about the local partner program originally?
See, through one of my friends who has a sandwich shop here in Yale Grove, he signed up for Five Stars program almost 2 years ago. And when he did that, he contacted me and he said, hey, come check this out. Then he also gave me the contact information to the sales rep at that time. And then we talked, and then I became aware of the affiliate program, and boom, I just jumped in because it was just so complementary to everything else that I was doing at the time. So this seemed like a natural fit. So I just joined in, and boom, here we are. Yes, sir.
Thanks for sharing.
Before I continue, because I don't want to forget this, I want to give a big shout out to my partner, Lorraine, because without Lorraine, this would have not been possible, honestly. I mean, this would have not been possible at this scale. I mean, we'd still be closing deals, but we wouldn't be closing deals at the rate at which we are doing right now. So I do want to give credit to Lorraine before I forget about it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that actually goes into my next question of how do you and your sales rep manage your relationship? Like, do you meet weekly calls, go for coffee, or what do you and Lorraine do to make sure you guys are successful together?
Yeah, see, one thing about me and Lorraine is we keep the communication line open. So it's not just once a week or once a month. It's an ongoing thing. And what that really means is once I submit the leads, once she gets a meeting, Lorraine will text me right away saying, hey, I'm meeting this guy on Thursday, that guy on Friday afternoon. And when a deal closes, she'll text me right away, whether it's morning, evening, nighttime, it doesn't matter. So we keep the communication line open all the time. And similarly from my side, like if I submit a lead and I don't hear from her in 3 or 4 days, I know Lorraine doesn't slack, like she's going to get on top of it. But the thing is, Lorraine also gets a lot of leads, and I'm just one of the local partners. There are a couple of other local partners that she works with as well. So sometimes she's closing like 4 or 5 deals a day. But even in a situation like that, when I have a doubt, did she really call this person? Then I will just text her right away saying, hey, Lorraine, what's going on with this particular lead? So we keep the communication line open at all times. But recently, we've also been meeting like once a month, just grabbing some breakfast, going through some stuff. Okay, this happened, that happened, comparing notes like that. And another good news on this stuff is I think her boss, Abe, is getting involved in this as well, because I think people are starting to look at this as, something that's actually working. So I've been meeting with Abe, and I've been talking to Abe as well. So this relationship is extremely strong at this point of time. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. So like all relationships, communication is the most important variable in that.
Yes, absolutely.
And to your point, you are getting noticed, right? Internally at the company, we're very excited about the local partner program, which is why we're investing so heavily in the local partner channel.
Thank you.
Because today, 1 in 6 contracts come from a local partner. For business, it's great. But on the flip side, it matches our values. We're going back into the community. We're not investing on we could be doing a bunch of Facebook marketing, and which we are, right? Google marketing, billboards, things like that. But we'd much rather give that marketing money back to the community and to our local partners. So that's awesome. Next question is, what are your strategies as a local partner? Like, what do you do when you're out in the field? Like, what do you do as a local partner? Why are you successful?
Okay, to really answer that question, I think at the foundation of all these things is you got to believe in relationships. So when I'm approaching a sale, I'm not really looking at this from the point of view of how it benefits me. I'm also looking at this from the point of view of how it benefits the other person. And I think that makes a huge difference because prospects start to when you approach like 10 of them, again, not all 10 of them are going to say, okay, we want to sign up with you, but 3 or 4 of them are going to see, oh, here's a strong partnership. And the way I approach them is a little different. Most salespeople would just walk into a restaurant, give them a brochure, and wait for a yes or no answer, and immediately go and knock on the door next door. See, I don't do that. I don't carry any brochures. As a matter of fact, I don't even carry any business cards, which is very extreme. I've been told it's a little extreme, but still, I still believe in it, because when I do not carry any business cards, that means I'm not really pushing myself. Let's say you're a restaurant owner. When I come into your restaurant, I'll walk in like a regular customer. I'll order some food. I'll sit there and I'll eat. I'll take a bunch of pictures. I'll post a Yelp review. I'll post a picture on Facebook. So the idea behind all that is really to provide this person some value before I even approach him for a sale. So to really answer your question, I think this has really helped me, and this helps me stand apart from the other salespeople as well, because there have been times where in some of the deals, other 5-star reps have or local partners have approached this particular prospect, but the prospect still ends up signing up with me, because when they look at Raj, they don't see Raj, the salesperson, even though sales is a component, because I need to make money at the end of the day. They really look at this as Raj, it's a local partner, who's going to help us grow our business. See, once you set yourself in that particular position, then a lot of good things will happen. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. So you go into it looking to add value to them rather than to make a sale for yourself. And honestly, right. I've been in sales for a long time, starting out as a sales rep, then a sales manager. And yes, you can very much tell when a sales rep are pushing their agenda. They never right. close the deal. But if it's what's best for the business and they truly believe in it, it's a lot easier. So I'm glad you said that. Next question is, talk about your time as a new local partner. Like back when you were new, you had no idea what you were getting into. And what did you do to become successful? And then what do you do differently today than what you did back then? Like maybe we can help some of the local partners that are new and not go through the mistakes that a lot of new local partners go in. Maybe they can learn your like aha moment and understand, okay, I'm not going to do, what most local partners when they're new do. I'm going to just start right here because Raj told me this was what made him like from unsuccessful to a super successful local partner.
Right. There are a couple of pieces there. One big difference is you can call it divine intervention or you can call it luck. I don't care what term you assign to it. See, there's a component of luck involved in this whole thing, because Loreen was not the first rep that I started working with. There was a different rep. So the chemistry I have with Loreen, the communication, the comfort level that I have with Loreen is very different from what I had with the previous rep. So if you really look at my production, initially when I started, I was doing 1 or 2 deals a month. That's really what I was doing. Right now we are doing somewhere between 5 to 10 deals a month. And it's because for a couple of reasons, and a strong component here is Loreen, so I do want to give her the credit for that. The other thing is, initially when I started, I did not, the first couple of sales, I really got lucky because I just had to ask the person, hey, would you be interested in a loyalty program? As simple as that. And the person said, yes, boom, we signed them up. The first couple of deals came very easily. But then I had to work on my script. I had to learn to say what to say, at what time. So And again, that took practice. It did not happen just overnight. It just took practice. I tried a couple of times. I looked at a few formats that actually worked. And then once I found a format that works, I just kept delivering again and again and again. And right now, you can wake me up in the middle of the night and I can go straight into the script. It's because it's basically built into my brain at this, wired into my brain right now.
It sounds like initially the relationship between the sales rep and you, and then secondly, you just got to go out and hustle and just practice.
Correct.
Because at the beginning,
absolutely.
Yeah, the beginning, the script is going to be shaky and you're going to have bad conversations, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. And once you're good, then it's just second nature. So that's awesome. And I tell that to salespeople all the time. Your first dial is the hardest, and your second dial is going to suck too, but you're going to be a little better than the first one. And if you keep going, just imagine how good you are at dial 100 or 300 and 900. So that's great. Next question is, what is the most important tip a new local partner could have to be sure they start off successful?
See, I think the first piece is to have faith in this whole process. You need to believe this product works. You need to believe that you will be able to close a few deals. So it really starts with yourself. You need to build up your own personal confidence. You need to build up your personal faith, and talk to a few people who are already using 5 stars, because that was, I mean, you can call it luck or whatever you may want to call it, but the person who actually introduced me to 5 stars, he actually, like as sales reps, we just close deals and we don't know what's going on after. But in his case, he actually owns a restaurant. So I get to talk to him every 2 or 3 months, and the guy is still using the program after 2 years. So people are not going to be paying the monthly fee if it's not bringing in that revenue. So that gives me the confidence when I walk into a brand new prospect. I believe at the end of the day, this product is going to help these people. And the other good news is, because I worked on my own strategy, it just takes me, like 5 minutes to open up this entire deal. See, I spend more time on building that relationship than on closing the 5 stars transaction part of it. The actual transaction part of it just takes 5 minutes. And once I get the cell phone number, and the good news on Loreen is, sometimes I think it's just one deal, but Loreen would go in and she'll find out the same guy also owns like 3 or 4 other locations, and boom, boom, boom. I ended up closing like 4 deals with one shot, and it's crazy. And a lot of people will have a hard time believing this, but literally it took me just 5 minutes to open up this deal. It turned out to like $2,800, and you add all the bonuses, that's even more. So it's like it could end up being more than $3,000 for 5 minutes of your time. So I do not know of a whole lot of other businesses where you can make that kind of money investing that kind of time. Yes, sir.
That's funny you say that, because that's what I always say is, if we pay $300 for a 30-minute meeting, I have never had a job where I'm making $600 an hour. And this is a real opportunity that for very minimal input, the
Correct.
payout is so high. So I'm glad you shared that. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, or any last comments on really anything? I'll kind of open the floor to you. Anything I didn't ask you that you think local partners should know?
This is about it. See, this is, it's really about having a consistent strategy and, executing. See, I think, I see this within my own team. The difference between a successful person and a not so successful person is really when it comes down to execution. So you come up with the strategy and then you just execute, and nothing. I mean, you can have all the technology is great. As a matter of fact, we are recording this for, a Zoom or whatever the technology is, which is great, but nothing ever beats the face-to-face interaction. So do not ever underestimate the personal relationships. So you got to be meeting people, you got to be talking to people, and you got to be building relationships. See, another big mistake I see a lot of salespeople do is they close the deal and then they are done. They move on to something else. So the merchant never hears back from them. See, when you do things like that, you basically opened up the door for somebody else walking in and just grabbing the deal,
Yeah.
So you got to be thankful. You got to be grateful for somebody because they did a deal with you, but then you also reciprocate. You need to go back. When they have a grand opening, they have a birthday party. I don't know what, like when they have something, all my customers, everybody that I've done a deal with in the last 10 years, they can always expect me to show up if they have something important. I mean, I cannot meet them every day, but when there is something important going on, believe me, I will make time for them. It's really that simple. So you got to build that relationship on very solid ground. And if you do that, it's a lot of hard work, don't get me wrong, but then the payoffs are tremendous as well. And for me, the big difference is it gives me freedom. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm at home. I'm not under any pressure to go anywhere if I don't want to. I mean, I start working when I feel like it. So it's the freedom that comes with it, which is even more important than the money portion, which is also good. And it also gives me the opportunity to travel. Later today, I'm going to be in Stockton. Next week, I'm probably going to be in the Bay Area, so I'm going to be working maybe 30% of the time, but I'm also going to be doing a lot of personal stuff for the other 60%. I'm going to be going to the fun places like the beach and that kind of stuff. So it's really that lifestyle aspect of it. See, if you feel very strongly about it, and if that is something that you want to get involved in, then you want to put in the effort, the right kind of effort, and you have to take it seriously. I mean, it's not going to happen by accident. It's something that you have to have a clear purpose, and then you work on it, and hopefully day by day you'll get better. Like in my case, my scripting today is not the same it was 2 years ago, but that's all because of practice. You do this again and again and again, hundreds of times till it actually gets wired to your brain. So that's all it is. So the best advice I can give to people is is just to get started, and then and then ask questions. Like if you get stuck somewhere, approach somebody who has done it before and just ask them, hey, like Desmond contacted me, like I would say like 3 months ago, and he said, oh, I'm getting stuck with this. Then people are going to help you.
Yeah.
But you need to make that effort. People are not going to call you and say, hey, Desmond, you're going to do that. You need to take that effort to try it. And if you hit the wall, then you go and talk to somebody who has done this before and ask them, hey, this is my like a mentor. You need to have a mentor. So I hit the wall. What do I do now? So then people are going to help you. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't plan on this question, but you brought it up a couple times about your script. What do you say? What do you say to these business owners?
Okay. My script is just so simple. When I actually get to the transactional aspect of it, this will really blow your mind. You want to hear it?
Yeah, please share it.
Okay, like let's say you're a restaurant owner and I've already established a good rapport with you. We had talked about a bunch of stuff, how great your restaurant is. Then I say, hey, Matt, by the way, do you know about 5-star rewards?
No, I never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Check this out. It's a great app. A friend of mine uses it and he gets thousands of new customers a month. Sorry, I just screwed up. Okay. He gets the thousands of customers a month. So check this out. So I'll take out my phone. I launch the app. So I'll also tell him, look, see, they got this great feature where you can see all the other businesses that have signed up with 5-star rewards within a 10-mile radius. Check this out. These are all people in your neighborhood who have already signed up for using it, right? So then they'll start seeing Roundtable, all these big names, and then they'll say, wow, how do I get more information about this? At this point of time, I tell them, that's a great question, but you know what? The best person to answer that question would be Loreen, my friend Loreen, who works for 5-star rewards. So what's a good time that she can call you?
How about tomorrow at 2 p.m. after our lunch rush?
Whatever they say, I just take their input and come back and type it into the portal. I tell them, oh, here's a guy who'd like to talk to you at 2 o'clock tomorrow or in the morning. Or sometimes they say, call me after 6 o'clock. Whatever they say, I just plug it right into the portal and boom. And then Loreen just takes over from there. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, perfect. That's really helpful, and I'm sure it's going to be helpful for a lot of new local partners as well as seasoned local partners. But I don't want to take up much more of your time, but really thank you for doing the interview with me. And, local partners, comment on the video. What is questions we didn't ask? I know I can call Raj again and do part 2. But otherwise, have a great Thursday. And thanks a lot for just meeting with me.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you for the opportunity. And, I look forward to working with you guys for a very long time. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, have a great day, Raj.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.